can't drive all of them all the time, as long as I can get them out every now and again and enjoy them. But all of them, apart from the rally, I haven't driven because I'm not that invested in it. I can tell you what all of them drive like because I've actually driven them properly.
Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the JMS on Cars YouTube channel for Insane Car Collections episode 3. Today we are at Evolve Automotive with the main man Imran, and we've looked at supercars, classic cars, Formula One cars, but today is more modified scene. So Imran's kindly going to show us around his and his business partner Bilal's absolutely mind-blowing collection. If you're into modified cars and BMWs, this is the episode for you. Thank you so much, Imran. Let's go and have a look at these cars.
Let's go. This is our G81 M3 Touring. It started off as a completely stock car. In one day, we basically converted it into what I would class as an M3 Touring CS or CSL, depending on which way you want to look at it. We've gone to some quite far extents to make it look like that. It's got a carbon roof, which doesn't come from the factory, as you know. So,
was that easy to install?
No, that takes 3 days. The whole car has to be stripped, glass has to come out, interior's out.
Wow.
The stock roof has to be basically, it's got spot welds, you drill those out and then this is glued in.
Right, okay.
So, because the G82 and the G80s come with carbon roof, I really wanted that. And it's done in the same style, so it's got the...
And do you know weight saving?
Weight saving, I think it was 11 kgs. 11
kgs, that's fantastic. And it looks amazing as well.
Yeah.
And also these little red accents as well are very...
Yeah, so that is actually an M3 CS badge.
Okay, it is real.
Yeah,
that's
it is real.
Amazing.
I don't like putting badges on cars that don't belong there, so I don't want CS on there.
Precisely.
But I really like the red.
Easy to get a hold of?
Yeah. Anything's easy to get hold of.
Okay, good. And we've got a Remus exhaust as
Remus
well.
titanium exhaust, MSS hybrid suspension. That's the OE CSL wheels.
Okay.
Interior is fairly stock, only Evolve paddles in there, carbon fiber, wing mirror covers. Brakes are stock on this. It has a carbon fiber hood from Alpha N.
Alpha N.
Yeah, so that's really aggressive. It's the same one that I have on the G82 as well.
A huge fan of Alpha N products. It looks fantastic, and it does really bring the car to life.
It does. It really suits the car. And then obviously that's a whole CSL front end. For me, that's the best front end that BMW do. I have a different variation on the G82, which I'll talk about, but this is CSL front lip, carbon vents, and OE CSL grille. And then the Evolve badge there, we had 3D printed.
That's wicked, isn't it? And it fits perfectly. It gives it that real CSL vibe. I absolutely love what you've done with this car. I think it looks fantastic. The red and the sort of dark grey silvery paint looks amazing with the carbon fiber.
And the next stage on the suspension on this is we've actually got the M3 CS bits to retrofit onto it suspension wise.
Wow.
So like the hubs.
Wow. So you're really going to town.
Yeah, so I'm going to make it before BMW bring it out, basically. That's the idea.
You're going to have someone from BMW calling up saying, Imran, hold on a minute, mate. You've already made the car, but do you know what? You could even, its potential, this could be even better than the actual car itself if it does come out.
Yeah. So this is our G82 M4 X-Drive, finished in individual mint green, and I spec the crazy San, I think they call it, is it San Marino?
San Marino.
No, Yas Marina.
Yas
Marina interior. So when I ordered this car, because the spec is so wacky, I had to sign 2 pieces of paper to say that I was going to take it when it arrived. Because no one's going to spec those 2 things in combination.
It is wild, but it does work as well. If you're going to go for wacky paint, you've got to go for a wacky interior.
Yeah, with me, the reason I knew it worked is because I'm a big sneaker guy, and I've seen this color combination on sneakers, and I said, well, if it works on a sneaker, it can work on a car.
Of course it can.
And then normally we run the white wheels on this, which really, like, a lot of people hate, but I love them, and it just completes the look of the car.
It popped, didn't it? And for me, I mean, I would say that I am a BMW guy. I find that there are BMW paints that pop up every day that I don't know of, and this was one of them. I didn't actually know what this colour was.
So again, that's CSL OE front grille, because I like that one so much. But this has got Alpha N corners instead of the front lip, because on this car I want it to be a bit more aerodynamic.
Yes.
So I didn't go for the really aggressive splitter. It has all CSF cooling mods, including the billet inlet manifold, even chewy intakes, even chewy turbo inlets, Mosselmann turbos. It has a port injection kit. It runs full E85 fuel. It has a built transmission, built engine by Mr. Vanos, so
Yep.
forged rods. So this engine is good for 1500.
1500, and it's running just over 1,000.
And we're just running over 1,000 horsepower.
Fantastic.
So this car has Titan 7 forged wheels, which are really lightweight.
Do you have an involvement with Titan? Is that?
No, Titan's a friend of mine.
Titan's a friend of yours.
Yeah, but I also own 660, which is the brand you'll see on some of the other cars. But I don't have a lightweight option for these at the moment. I'm having some made in magnesium,
Okay.
which will be 6 kgs each.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for those to
That's
come. So this
incredible.
car is all about saving weights. That's why I spec this with ceramic brakes
Yeah.
as well. So we're running Nankang AR1s on the back, which are a track tyre to give us more traction.
Okay.
And PS4S on the
Interesting.
front. So the build on this car, in terms of the power to get to 1,000, that would cost a customer around 45k.
Okay. For any of you who haven't watched the Carwow video of this racing the Bugatti Chiron, go and watch it now. It is absolutely nuts. This thing is so fast, you will not believe it. And to think that this could go even quicker.
It will. It's even faster now than it was in that
scary.
video.
This platform is just, it's something else. And, you know, there are people out there spending, you know, hundreds of thousands on supercars and even hypercars, and people are able with 100 and 150 grand to buy one of these and make it into a monster. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they do 0 to 60 sort of.
It'll do a low 2. It just depends on
low 2.
Yeah, how it hooks up.
If you told someone 10 years ago that a BMW would do a low 2,
yeah.
I don't think anyone would have believed.
I mean,
you,
our
really.
aim is to make this an 8-second quarter-mile car. I don't think it's going to take us long to do it. I think it's probably got the power to do it. It's going to be more in the setup in terms of getting the traction down.
You really did go to town.
Yeah,
that's mega.
So next car is our 1,000 horsepower F90 M5.
Yes.
We've had this car since brand new. So we bought it in 2008. So it's 5 years old now.
Yep.
I haven't counted, but if you count just the Carwow videos, I think it's had like 10 million views.
I think you're probably right, because when these first came out, people just couldn't believe how fast they were. Yeah. And in all the Carwow drag races, these were popping up all the time and beating things that you wouldn't even believe.
But again, this car has a built engine by Mr. Vanos, has our own hybrid turbos, has methanol injection, super sprint exhaust, JRZ coilovers. Those wheels are 660 design, so that's my own design of wheel.
They're big wheels.
21 inch.
21?
Yeah.
And is there a reason for running such a big wheel?
I just like the way they look.
You like the way they look, yeah.
Yeah, so for racing, we would normally run a set of 20s. So I have two sets of wheels for this. This is like the show wheel, and then we've got a lightweight wheel for racing.
How would these compare?
That's faster.
This is faster?
Yeah, same power, the G82s are faster. I think they've just got faster acceleration, quicker gearing.
Slightly lighter.
Very marginal. Very marginal. This is 1850. That's maybe a little bit less, but yeah, it's just newer technology. I think it's just moved on.
Of course.
A little bit. Again, of course, even Chewy intakes on this as well. Turbo inlets.
And actually, it looks, apart from the wheels, it looks like it could be stock.
Yeah, it has a RKP carbon fiber kit, but the kit's quite subtle. But this was my daily for years, for 3 or 4 years. It only stopped becoming my daily when we bought the Touring, basically. So I've done family trips in this. I went down to Cornwall in it like last year.
Amazing.
Yeah, loaded it up with luggage. Yeah, so it's been a fantastic car. That's on 25,000 miles now.
Okay.
Which for us is quite a lot because we have so many cars.
Yeah.
To put 25,000 miles on a car is quite a lot. But this is now actually been sold.
Oh.
So the new owner's hopefully picking it up next week. So some of the cars these ones are Evolve project cars, and then some of the cars are part of mine and Bilal's collection. So Bilal is my co-founder of Venturi. So this is one that we bought last year. It's an M4 CSL. Finished in frozen Brooklyn grey. We haven't actually modified this apart from a Venturi intake at the moment. I don't have much plans for this. I'm happy with the way that the power it makes and the way it drives. So the only thing we're going to do is fit a set of MSS hybrids on, which we haven't had time to fit it, and an exhaust system just to give it a bit more.
And it's not really the kind of car that you'd want to tamper with too much anyway because of its rarity.
No, I don't really care about that. But
you don't care?
Yeah, you'll see when we go over there that we won't modify anything.
Okay, fantastic.
But then gold CS wheels, and I think that's all our
gold wheels would look amazing on this. I totally agree.
And because it's frozen colour, we had the car fully PPF'd. So the whole car is PPF to protect it.
Was it easy to get an allocation? One of
these? We didn't initially get an allocation. I got it as a cancelled order.
Did you?
Yeah. There's only 100 in the UK.
100 in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just crazy.
But yeah, I mean, it's the small incremental changes they've made to this car do make it special.
Absolutely.
It feels completely different to drive than a normal GT2.
Does the weight hinder it slightly? Because I know this platform is heavy.
The only time I felt the weight is on track. On the road, obviously you don't feel the weight, but if you're really tracking the car, I think that's where you'll feel, and you'll feel it on the tyres and the brakes.
How would you say it would compare to sort of like a 991.2 GT3 RS on track?
I've got a customer whose CSL is over there, we're doing some work on, and he owns a 991 GT3 RS.
Okay.
And he absolutely loves the CSL.
Amazing.
Yeah, he tracks it all the time, and he bought it initially because it was rare, and he wasn't going to keep it for a long time. And he loves it. He loves it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
For me, that says.
Well, there you go. YouTube 1 of 100 M4 CSL. What a serious bit of kit, and flies around a track as well. But pretty hard to get a hold of one. So
this one is an E39 M5 finished in Imola red. Has 60,000 miles on it. 3 owners. This was a car that we built for a customer called John, who unfortunately passed away. And then his wife phoned us up and we ended up buying the car.
I did see the story of this car, and it's amazing that it's been taken in by you guys.
Yeah.
And are you going to keep it forever?
Yeah, the idea is to, I say we'll keep everything forever, but we never know. So this car we built for the customer had Evolve manifolds, Evolve race cats, exhaust, Bilstein suspension, Brembo brakes. We developed the Evolve supercharger kit on this car, so it makes 630 horsepower. And that's how I bought it. The only thing I've done is it has 2 sets of wheels. One set is a set of BBS LMs in 19-inch, but I always wanted a set of the OE style wheels, but forged with the bigger dish. So we've made some.
So this is what I love. This is fantastic, because to me, I was looking at those thinking, is that the OEM wheel? No, it's not. But it's the same design, and you've made it lighter and better and fit the car better, and that's just fantastic. I love that OEM plus look.
I get offers like people asking to buy this car. Like,
people love them.
All the time.
They love them.
Over there is what was my dream car up until 2 years ago. I never thought that we'd be in a position to buy one.
Z8.
That is a Z8. Yeah, one owner from new, 40,000 miles. We bought the car from Hexagon.
Okay.
Obviously shares the same engine as the E39 M5, but it's very muted. So the first thing we did was fit a full Super Sprint manifold sports cat exhaust. It sounds absolutely incredible. I wanted a set of wheels. I really like the Alpinas, but I wanted 2-piece and dish. So again, we made some.
Made the sets, yeah.
And we made them fit the car perfectly. And because it was sitting a little bit high, I was doing a little digging around on suspension, and it turned out that a company in Italy had made a custom set of Bilstein coilovers.
Wow.
For a really rich customer when the cars were new, and they still had the drawings. So they made me a set.
That's brilliant.
And because of this car and what we've done to it, we've sold another 3 or 4 sets of wheels and about 3 or 4 sets of the suspension as well as the Super Sprint.
And has it made a big difference to the way it drives?
It is designed for cruising, and it is a cruiser. And even though we've changed those things, it's still not a car I want to go around in a B road and like really
throw it around.
I've got other cars for that, but for me this is just hood down. It's got beautiful V8 noise. It looks amazing. It's so the cool factor on this car is just stunning, and I love the number plate that we got for it as well. A lot of people don't know about these, but like even the switchgear inside is not shared with other BMWs. It's actually machined from metal.
Wow.
So they really went to town with this car. It's almost like BMW made a resto mod.
Of course.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're so sought after. But there's less than 100 of these in the UK.
I did think they were super rare. And is mileage, what's the mileage on this?
40,000.
So that's pretty low.
But one owner from new.
Yeah.
So in the first year we clocked 3,000 miles, which is quite a lot.
Crikey.
I've enjoyed it.
This is a summer car, top down.
Exactly.
Enjoy it.
E46 M3 CSL.
This is CSL.
Yes.
Amazing. I hadn't even looked inside. Wow. And this is yours?
Yeah, this is a part of mine and Bilal's collection
and yours
as well.
Bilal's, yeah.
So this is Sapphire Black. It's essentially stock, so it's the most stock car that we own because it just drives so well for the road. The only thing we've done is I flashed the ECU with our software because it makes the SMG gear changes smoother.
A bit smoother,
And we put, Bilal owns a company called Storm Motorworks, which makes like billet paddles for this car, so we put them in there. But that's it, like the exhaust is untouched because the intake on this sounds so incredible. You don't want any other noise. I just took this to the Alps a couple of months ago.
Oh, fantastic.
So we put 2,000 miles on it, just driving around, and it was absolutely incredible on those roads.
These are just the best.
Yeah, you
I
have
think,
to enjoy them.
Yeah, I've never driven one, but I know a lot of people, when you speak to big BMW guys and they say, what's your favorite BMW? A lot of people say the E46
this
CSL.
Is really special.
Yeah.
The way it drives is amazing. And
Phenomenal car.
this CSL and that CSL have matching number plates. So that's got 60 CSL and it's got 90 CSL, so it looks like Go CSL. Come later to my M2, which is probably my favorite car out of everything. These two, sorry I couldn't get them uncovered. That's an E30 M3 that's had a full nut and bolt restoration. It's a Coquetto model, so an Evo 2. This is basically an E90 M3 four-door version of an M3 GTS. So it has a 4.4 stroker
Same engine.
Same gearbox, same brakes, big brakes, same suspension, which is a variant of a KW kind of OEM spec suspension. Has 450 horsepower, but it's just super special car. Yeah.
Have you ever desired to own the GTS?
So originally we did want the GTS.
Okay.
And I know there's 9 in the UK. I know 5 of the owners.
Do you?
I know them
Wow.
enough to have their WhatsApp numbers.
Okay.
And none of them want to sell. We continue with the older cars for now, and then we move back to the new
Mark II Rally?
This is a Mark II Rally. So the story behind this one is that Bilal used to have a Mark II Rally when he was like
a kid,
basically 18, 19, however old he was.
Amazing.
And then we both owned the M Coupe previously, so that's why we bought that one. And then I said to him, I know you hankering over a Mark II Rally, so I'm happy to like buy one as part of our collection. Even though I'm not a massive fan.
I love them.
I love them, but not enough to like say, oh, I really want it.
Of course.
But yeah, so he found this one. I think it's 70,000 miles.
Yep.
It was already slightly modified. I think it's got a different exhaust. It had KW coilovers. And again, I made these wheels.
Made the wheels
based off the original design, but into a 3-piece. And it looks so cool.
Flipping cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's the M Coupe. That's got 60,000 miles on it. Again, I've done the same thing with the wheels. Sorry, it's a bit dusty.
That's okay.
It's got, so that's the original wheel design, but made into an 18-inch forge, because the original one's 17. But I always wanted to do that when I had that car previously in 2003, but there was just no way to do it. So as soon as I was able to, that's what I did with that
This is a car that I've always, when I was younger, I always thought it looked a bit awkward, but now I kind of really appreciate the design of it, and probably is one of my favorite BMWs.
Again, very cool number plate for that car.
What have we got on there?
BMW M.
BMW M. The number plate master right here. This is fantastic.
I love it.
Some of the best, literally, just this room, because I'm a BMW guy, and this room is just filled with some of the best BMWs around. There's just, it's like a little cave of heaven.
Oh yeah, I mean the touring number plate that says send it, basically.
Yeah, send
so
it.
yeah, that's very popular. Above the M Coupe is a 996 GT3 RS. That's 26,000 miles. It's the blue one. There's only 600 of them total in the world, and only a third of them are blue.
Okay.
This one's like got really good specs. It's got ceramic brakes and it's got the full cage.
So Club Sport pack,
basically
everything.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Interestingly, the first episode we did with a friend of mine, Patrick, he also had one of these, but with the red, and he also had a Z8, but both of them have been sold. Both of them, they weren't in the episode, they've both been sold in the last couple of years.
Yeah. I don't think there's many collections that have one of those and a Z8.
Yeah, so that's why it's interesting. I think when he sold it, the guy that, or the people that were bought it was so particular. They had some guys come and look at the paint, and they were like analysing the paint and things like that before they got rid of it. They were really meticulous.
Yeah, so this one hasn't had any paint work or anything at the moment. Even like the carbon's like got that little fade on there.
Yeah.
So the owner said he wanted to keep it like original.
Okay.
So here we have our latest edition. Yeah, this will be the newest car that we own, and that is a G87 M2.
G87
so we've just
M2.
started with this project.
Okay.
The idea is to make it into an M2 CS before
it's going to be a Starler remake.
Basically Starler remake, but slightly tamer. So we've already retrofitted all of the CSL suspension parts to this car.
Okay.
Hubs, anti-roll bars, engine mounts, transmission mounts, and then we've paired it up with MSS hybrid suspension, and I've loaded all the CSL software into the transmission, the diff, the gearbox, steering. So it feels like the M4 CSL now.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. You're just beating BMW to it.
Visually, I've got the ducktail boot lid coming, a carbon fiber bonnet. So essentially, it's going to be my take on a
CSL.
M2 CSL. Yeah.
These stock. The ride height
it's really high.
is, I don't know if it was like a Dakar edition or something, but it looks like it could go off-roading.
It does.
I've seen some arch gaps that you could fit like a family of 6 under the arches.
That is a big problem. But yeah, this car is just starting its journey with us, so I'm really excited.
So everyone watch out for this being turned into an absolute monster on Evolve's channel.
That is our Japan Red KO401 E92 M3. That has the suspension are designed with Bilstein on it, so that's Evolve Bilstein dampers, MSS hybrid suspension, has 40 Venturi plenum on it, sounds absolutely incredible. Evolve X pipe, so it makes about 465 horsepower. And again, that's very rare. There's not many Japan Red. I think it's...
You don't see many of them.
30.
There's one in London in Fulham.
Because that's a proper bright red, so that's more like a Ferrari red than an Imola red. And it has red stitching on the interior
lovely,
as well.
lovely spec.
Yeah. Again, I think that's 70,000 miles on, but we drive that, like that car is there to be.
And 460 is about all you can do with that engine, isn't it? Until you chuck a supercharger on there or do something.
But I want to keep it NA, so.
Yeah, of course, but it's absolutely stunning. I love the spec. And below that?
That is a customer's. That's
customer's car?
M5. That's Hamza's car, the YouTuber.
Yeah, he's got that recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, so we're doing some media on the plenum, so he's lent it to us for a little while.
And then we've got another customer's...
That's a customer's M4 CSL.
M4 CSL.
Yeah, a lot of people know us because of this car. That is an M2 we bought in 2016, and my idea was to turn it into an M2 GTS, which BMW then never made. Which makes it super special.
This was part of the reason why I wanted an M2 so much, probably. When they first came out, I saw it on the front cover of a magazine, and then I saw you embarking on this build, and it literally made me want an M2.
So we've done absolutely everything to this car. Has bucket seats, roll cage, everything's like orange to look like a GTS, carbon roof, which they never came with, carbon bonnet, GTS style splitter, GTS style wing.
Carbon ceramics.
Carbon ceramics. We were the first people in the world, I think, to fit carbon ceramics to the car. 660 designed forged wheels. It's running Bilstein B16 coilovers with MSS springs on the rear, even Chery intake. So this car was never about huge power for me, so it's running 430 horsepower with like an intercooler, downpipe exhaust. And for me, it's just about driving. So I've done a lot of track days in it. I've taken it to the Alps 3 times. It's an absolute joy to drive because literally this is me taking an M2 and making it as good as I can make it and to my specifications.
Precisely. And for me as well, I think what I like about cars is being able to modify them and make them look better, but then also add some performance to that as well. And this isn't all about the power. And for me as well, I haven't touched the power on mine. I've just done coilovers, geo, top mounts, exhaust, and just made it more just made it better, but not gone too wild with it. And I think that's exactly what these M2s need. I don't think you want to, be trying to chase 1,000 brake horsepower in an M2.
There's absolutely
no point. These are track weapons, drive phenomenally well. And you said that this is potentially one of your favorite cars
to drive. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's amazing. And you can pick these up now. This is an OG. I know, obviously not with this extended modifications, but you can pick up a nice OG for 30 grand. Even less maybe down into the late 20s.
They've held their value really well because I only paid a little bit over 40 for it.
That's amazing.
But yeah, the idea is, again, I say we'll keep this forever, but then I don't think I've driven this year because I'm so busy with work.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's coming back, and then it's like I have to drive what we're doing projects on, and then the rest of the stuff is I have to really be going out for a drive for fun.
Of course.
I don't think I managed. Oh, sorry, I done one track day in it this year at Goodwood.
Okay.
That's the only time I've driven it.
And has it been reliable out on track? Have you had any issues with it?
No issues.
There you go, N55 is pretty solid.
Yeah, that's on 20,000 miles now.
Are the seats Cobra Nagaros?
They're Cobra Nagaros, custom.
Do you rate them?
Yeah, they're really good.
Because I'm thinking about, at some point, if I continue to track my car, I fall out of the seats on track.
They're really good. I also have the Cobra Nagaros in the Yaris as well.
Fantastic. Did we talk about the...
Yeah, you can talk about the Emira. So the Emira is, some of the cars like outside, like the X5M and the Emira are Venturi development cars. So instead of borrowing customers' cars to develop the intakes on, a lot of the time we will just buy them.
Yeah.
Because it just saves us a lot of hassle going back and forward with customers, and then someone saying, oh, you scratched this or you did this, and it gives us a chance to develop the intake, test it fully, get all the media that we need, and then we'll just sell the car, because then at the end of it, the amount I mean, over the last 3 years, we've been making money on cars because of the way the market is.
Yeah.
But even if we lose, you know, a few grand in depreciation, it's still cheaper than like hiring a car out.
Certainly. And do you like it?
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
They look amazing.
Gear change is really crisp, but handles really well. Again, so when we went to the Alps, we took the Emira and the CSL.
Okay.
So Bilal came out with me as well, and then half the time I drove the Emira, half the time I drove
And how would you compare the two?
They have different driving experiences.
Yeah.
The CSL, you almost like dance with it.
Yeah.
This one, you kind of fight it.
Of
but
course.
It's good.
Is it fast?
Yeah, it's fast enough.
Yeah. Will it keep up with the CSR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I love
It's
this.
it's just more effort required, but then it's a different type of
Yeah.
driving experience.
And you've spec'd it immaculately.
Yeah,
as well.
green with tan.
Green and tan.
And
Green
yellow.
and tan.
With yellow
And
accents, yeah.
It's amazing. Well, that is Imran's and Bilal's collection wrapped up. What an absolutely amazing place, filled with the best cars in the world, in my opinion, because I love BMW. But anyway, Imran, thank you so much for showing us around. Please make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment, go over to Evolve's channel as well. Check these guys out. They make some absolutely mega content all the time. So go and check these guys out. Follow the new M2 build, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.